Hello, this is Professor K. I wanted to give you a quick overview of our course in Leo. Welcome to Introduction to Professional Writing. The course home page is showed before you. You can refer to that. I'll have announcements at the beginning of each week, and they'll show up here. Should list some upcoming events, what's due. Content is the tab which is most appropriate for you to be picking or choosing really during the course of your activity in this course. We'll go through the top. I'll try to keep this as quick as possible, but this video is probably going to be a little longer than usual because I'm going over a good bit of material for this first video. So the overview, that's where you can find how to contact me. The best way to reach me is through the email contact here. I can usually respond pretty quickly with that because it goes right to my phone. Bookmarks, I don't really use that. It's something that students can use to bookmark assignments apparently and things like that. Course schedule, there's nothing really upcoming for this week because what we're doing the first week is all just discussion activities, and that's not listed. But if you click the full schedule, you'll see some of the actual kind of major assignments that we have and when they're due. Table of contents, and this is kind of what the content is, and that's where you'll be finding everything that we really will be working on, the weekly modules and everything like that. Syllabus, it's a little awkward. You have to actually click on this to get to the syllabus, and please read over the syllabus. It gives you a good idea of the course again and what we're going to be working on. Gives you contact information again for me, and it gives you a course description, guidelines, the percentage of grades that will be assessing your participation in the course. Participation in the discussions is worth 12.5% of your grade, etc. This is important. Assignment late policy. All final draft assignments must be completed and submitted by the due date. Assignments submitted past the due date receive a 10% penalty for up to 1 week. Any assignment submitted more than 7 days past the due date is scored as 0, and they're hard to make up. They really will be very detrimental to your grades, so please get your assignments submitted on time. And no assignments will be accepted for grading after the final day of the course. There is an exception for that only if you have a documented excuses, so like a doctor's note, some kind of military absence that's unavoidable, something like that. Discussion board policy is a little bit different. That, to maintain the integrity of an active discussion, you should participate in that each week, so don't fall behind on that. There's no points that you can get after the week is over for that. And I will give you plenty of feedback on first drafts for your major assignments if they're submitted by the initial due date. That'll give me time to look them over, give you a lot of feedback, and you'll be able to do an excellent final draft that'll probably get a good grade. So we'll go through that a little bit more of that later. Back to content, that's how I usually navigate. You also have introductions, Ask the Professor, Student Lounge. These are just set up as discussion boards, so if you have any question for me, you can use this, but I'd recommend just sending me an email unless it's something that you really want to share with everybody else. It'll post and everybody can see it. Sometimes it's hard for me to get look at that. I usually just look at email, so if it's something pressing, send me an email. Student Lounge, you can interact, talk with your classmates through that. First week we're going to be doing student introduction, so some of you have already done that, which is great, and I'll look at that in just a second here. Week 1, and this is how you should navigate through the course. Week 1 is January 9 through 15, so get started then. This introduction should give you an idea of what you need to work on during the week. We'll go through, click on student introductions, and some of you have already participated in that, which is great. Just let me know who you are. Let your classmates know who you are, where you are, what you're working on, what you like to do. Feel free to interact with your classmates and say hi to. You start a new thread. That's how you can post to the discussion board. Back to week 1. There's an academic integrity tutorial. Please click on that, go through that. There's a quiz for this that's in the week 2 module. So you probably want to go ahead, after you've taken this tutorial and watched it, go ahead and go on to week 2 and take the quiz. There's also an APA tutorial. Please click on that, look at that. The quiz for that is in week 4, but there actually is some additional tutorials for that, so I would wait on that before I completed that. Assignments, reading things that you'll find in the course. This is one of them, and this is relevant to your discussion activity this week. Jameson is the author. So what you do is click on this, and it'll tell you what the article is. Ideally, this would go right to the article, but it's set up so you have to go through quite a bit of steps to get to the article. So please follow these steps, and I'll show you right now, and you can get to them. So it says select content, class resources, e-reserves, and then the e-reserves icon, and you'll find this article. So we'll go to content, course resources, e-reserves. These are other like there are other textbooks that you can look at if you want to look at some other textbooks on technical writing, professional writing. So we'll go to e-reserves. And the Jameson article is right here. The author, click on that. And depending on what the reserve, how the reserve is set up, this is set up so you need to click on view this item. A lot of steps to get to it. Unfortunately, that's the way it's set up. But this will also give you an idea of how the library works. So I wanted to go through this. So this is just how the article appears in the UMUC library. So if you're doing searches in the library, you'll find it this way. You'll find articles this way too. To get a PDF, the full text of the article, it's right over here. And finally, but successfully, we are at the article as soon as it pops up here. And this is actually a very good article. I highly recommend reading it thoroughly, and it is part of your first assignment, and participate in the discussion board. So it's a lot about tone, just being professional, writing so that you don't make people angry or defensive with what you're saying. So definitely read it over. There's some excellent suggestions for, particularly here, how to reduce reader defensiveness when you're writing, having a good tone in your presentation style for your writing. The other thing I wanted to note too over here is, unfortunately, it's not on the recording screen at the moment. Let me see. Here, okay, move it over here. This folder here is Cite, and if you're using sources, it's very easy way to put your reference list. So this is your source. You can copy and paste that and put that right on your reference list to make it comply with APA formatting. Alright. And let's go back to the course. Make sure this is in here right. Alright. Go back to content again. Try to wrap this up in 4 minutes. I'll get through this. I might have to do an additional video on first week's assignments. We'll see. So we got January 1st, January 9th, week 1. And here's the work you'll be doing this week. There's 2 discussions that are fairly involved. They're almost basically assignments. So definitely read through assignments thoroughly. That's usually the biggest reason why grades are low, is because they don't follow the instructions. So please read this over carefully. What I would do if I was doing it, and when I do this kind of work, is I just copy and paste the entire assignment instructions and put that on the work document that I'm actually working on, and then I refer back to it. And then once I've done the work document, the Word document, then I'll copy and paste the Word document into the discussion board. So read that over. And also there's another one down here. Please read that over. And this one you're supposed to respond to a student's post as well. This gives you all the information you need to satisfy the requirements of the discussion board, and that's all we're doing the first week. The 2 discussion topics: introduce yourself. The other thing I want to point out, I can wrap this up pretty quick I think now, is course resources. That's where you'll be finding an e-readings. Course guide is actually what it's called, but this is the textbook we'll be using. So when they refer to Unit 4 or Unit 2, the writing letters and memos, I believe, is one of the first assignments. Click on that and it'll give you the textbook that we're working out of. It's a dated textbook, but it only dated because it's really an excellent textbook because it's still up to date even though it's old, and the information in it is very appropriate even in today's workplace. So I think it's an excellent textbook. Some of the information will be dated, but overall it's an excellent textbook. And the only other thing I think I really wanted to say is, if you have any questions, email me. You don't really need to look at any of these things too much but you're welcome to. I think your grades are up here if you want to look at them. Resources, turn it in. We'll check your paper for plagiarism or any kind of issues you have with academic integrity, so that's good to use. Library is good to use for sources, so I'll get in touch with you more with that later for our first assignment, first major assignments for week 1. Effective writing assignment's a great place to find information. Look through all this, and you'll find lots of material that will help you. And that should do it. I look forward to working with you during the course. If you have any questions, please let me know. Email me, and I'll definitely have an announcement each week, and hope to give you a short video on the assignment and what needs to be done to complete the assignments. Thank you, and hope you have a great rest of the day, and I look forward to reading your assignments and working with you.